In the fall of 2025, as the world waited for BTS's long-promised comeback, Jimin's name began appearing once again, not on music charts this time, but across the glossy pages of international fashion magazines. The air of anticipation was different. It wasn't about choreography or vocals, but about aesthetic presence. While the rest of BTS focused on preparations for their group reunion, Jimin seemed to glide naturally into the high-fashion world, balancing grace and mystery. After his successful collaborations with Dior and Tiffany & Company, Jimin's name had become synonymous with modern luxury. His campaigns exuded quiet power, understated yet captivating. In 2025, industry watchers began to notice that his influence hadn't waned during BTS's hiatus. If anything, it had grown stronger. From Seoul to Paris, brand executives whispered about Jimin's ability to blend refined simplicity with human warmth. He wasn't just a model, he was a mood. Reports from industry insiders in both Paris and Seoul suggested that Jimin had begun taking part in creative discussions for brand campaigns. Instead of just posing in front of the camera, he shared thoughts about lighting, color tone, and the emotional storytelling behind each photo. "He doesn't just wear fashion," said one stylist in an interview. "He communicates it." Although no official announcements had been made by November 2025, rumors spread that two major luxury houses, believed to be Cartier and Saint Laurent, were in talks with Jimin for 2026 campaign projects. Fashion journalists began describing him as the silent force behind a new wave of Asian representation in luxury branding. Every small appearance or cryptic social post sent fans into a frenzy of speculation. When Jimin attended a private art and fashion gala in Seoul in early November, he wore a minimalist black suit paired with a single silver chain. There were no press announcements or official red carpet photos, yet his name dominated fashion headlines for days. The world had learned something vital. Jimin didn't need to announce anything to trend. His presence itself was news. Unlike other celebrities who rely on spectacle, Jimin's influence lies in subtlety. His movements, mannerisms, and even the calm tone of his voice have become part of his signature allure. Luxury brands find this irresistible. As one marketing director reportedly stated, "Jimin sells emotion, not product, and that's why people remember him." Editors from Vogue Korea, Harper's Bazaar Japan, and GQ France have all featured Jimin in 2025 editorials highlighting the shift toward minimalist, emotionally resonant fashion campaigns. His name has come to represent authenticity in an industry often criticized for being superficial. His fans, millions across the globe, interpret every campaign as a continuation of his artistry, an extension of the same vulnerability and beauty found in his music. Though fashion is taking center stage, Jimin hasn't abandoned music. Sources close to HYB report that he still spends hours in the studio while managing his fashion commitments. His duality, the soulful musician and the refined style icon, is what makes his narrative so compelling. This seamless transition between two worlds shows that Jimin isn't chasing fame. He's curating a legacy. Cultural analysts in London and New York point out that Jimin's global fashion journey represents something larger than personal success. It's a bridge between Korean artistry and Western high fashion. Through him, global audiences are beginning to view K-pop idols not merely as entertainers, but as creative visionaries. As November 2025 closes, anticipation builds. Will Jimin become the face of another luxury house in 2026? Or will he surprise fans by merging fashion and music into one project, something entirely his own? Whatever path he chooses, one truth remains clear. Jimin has transcended the boundaries of pop culture. He is no longer just a performer. He's an architect of emotion, shaping how the world perceives beauty, grace, and authenticity in the modern age. In mid-November 2025, a quiet buzz began circulating through Seoul's fashion districts. A well-known atelier in Cheongdam-dong had reportedly hosted a private fitting for a mystery ambassador. Witnesses later claimed they caught a glimpse of Jimin leaving the building, head bowed, face hidden beneath a soft beret. Within hours, online communities erupted. Was this part of a secret photo shoot? A brand launch? Or perhaps something deeper? A partnership that blurred the lines between Jimin the artist and Jimin the visionary when a luxury brand subtly dropped a campaign teaser featuring a single silver feather falling into water. fans instantly drew connections. The feather, a symbol long associated with Jimin's grace and transformation, ignited theories that this was his next collaboration. The hashtag Jimin Feather Project trended globally within minutes. It wasn't just fashion anymore. It was mythology. One fascinating phenomenon of Jimin's global influence is how his fans have evolved into cultural analysts themselves. Instead of merely reacting, they now interpret his aesthetic choices, the color palettes, the fabrics, even the mood of his poses. A viral fan tweet put it best: "Jimin doesn't wear clothes. He tells stories through them." In November's Fashion Week circuit, European insiders couldn't stop mentioning one name: Jimin. French and Italian editors reportedly described him as the muse luxury brands didn't know they needed. His presence, though rare in person, dominated mood boards and artistic discussions across creative agencies in Milan and Paris. Even brands he hadn't worked with began designing campaigns inspired by Jimin's aura. A week later, reports surfaced that Jimin had attended a private dinner in Paris hosted by several leading designers and art curators. No photos were released, but those in attendance later described the evening as magnetic. One attendee told Le Monde, "When he entered the room, it wasn't fame that followed him, it was serenity. He made everyone speak softer, listen more carefully. That's real power." What sets Jimin apart is his emotional literacy. He doesn't perform confidence. He radiates it through quiet sincerity. Psychologists analyzing his influence note how audiences respond to his micro-expressions: a soft smile, a fleeting glance that evoke empathy and calm. This connection explains why his fashion partnerships often outperform expectations. Consumers don't just see a brand, they see him: authentic, vulnerable, human. Industry insiders began predicting that Jimin could be appointed as an artistic director or creative consultant in the near future. The idea may sound ambitious for a K-pop idol, but his growing participation in conceptual design meetings hints at this possibility. In a media landscape obsessed with fast trends, Jimin stands as a reminder that timelessness is the real luxury. While Jimin's fashion journey dominates headlines, many fans believe it's also laying the visual foundation for BTS's next chapter. Every photo shoot, every campaign, it feels like part of a larger narrative about maturity, rebirth, and identity. Could his refined aesthetic signal the tone of BTS's post-military comeback? Some fans think so. They call it the Velvet Era, where grace replaces noise and emotion replaces spectacle. As November 2025 draws to a close, international media outlets like Vogue UK, LUS, and W Korea all publish retrospectives on Jimin's year of refinement. He is no longer categorized under idol features. He's listed alongside Zendaya, Timothée Chalamet, and Rose as part of a new generation of style philosophers. Fashion houses are now redefining how they perceive influence. It's not about followers, it's about feeling. And Jimin has mastered that art.